In this video, we take a look at the latest XRP news. Will XRP be able to fly to the moon? Right, and the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, has dismissed charges against Ripple Labs leaders Chris Larsen, chairman and co-founder, and Brad Garlinghouse, EUU. Plaintiff, SEC, respectfully notified the court of the stipulated dismissal of the SEC's pending claims against defendants Christian Larsen and Bradley Garlinghouse. A filing sent to the court said, notably, the court made this clear yesterday in briefing by pro-XRP counsel James K. Fillon. The news sparked responses from members of the XRP community, with Ripple close Stuart Alderodi remarking on the SEC's decision to drop the lawsuit against Larsen and Garlinghouse. In a statement, Alderodi claimed that the SEC erred in going after the company's executives, which led to the company's surrender. Surprisingly, Ripple's chief legal officer described the action as a capitulation by the SEC rather than a settlement. Other XRP supporters, in addition to Alderodi, responded to the news. According to one critic, the regulator withdrew the accusations in order to avoid losing for the third time in a row. Remember that the court found on July 13 that most XRP transactions that the SEC claims are securities are not. In addition, the court refused the SEC's motion to certify an interlocutory appeal. Notably, the court's decision on the April 2024 trial may have been a game-changer in the case. The dismissal of the lawsuit is a significant victory for Ripple, causing the price of XRP to surge. According to CoinGecko statistics, the price of XRP increased by more than 10 in response to the news. XRP, on the other hand, surged to a 24-hour high of $0, 520, 8 from a low of 477 cents. The currency is now trading at $0, 512, up 6.3 in the last 24 hours. It is worth noting that the SEC first charged Garlinghouse and Larsen with assisting Ripple Labs in breaching securities laws via the selling of XRP to institutional investors. According to reports, the court concluded on July 13 that Ripple's institutional sales are investment contracts, while sales to individual investors are not. As a result, the court slated the SEC's case against Ripple executives for a jury trial in April 2024. There will be no trial in April 2024 since the SEC dismissed the accusations against Garlinghouse and Larsen. The SEC has hired Ripple to evaluate the proper remedies in connection with the company's breach of securities laws via its institutional sales. Following the stage of remedies, the SEC might pursue a complete appeal of the case, contesting the court's finding on programmatic sales and other distributions. Furthermore, the SEC may reach an agreement with Ripple and stop the multi-year legal struggle. So yet, the regulator has not shown any intention of reaching an agreement. It seems to be planning an appeal of the court's July 13 order, which defined programmatic sales and other XRP disbursements to be non-securities. Ripple won a partial success in the Ripple SEC legal struggle this year when Judge Annalisa Torres decided in its favor. The SEC's appeal was likewise refused, and Ripple's CEO and co-founder's lawsuit was dismissed. The SEC intends to meet and discuss with Ripple on November 9, according to a letter to Judge Torres. The conclusion of the November 9 meeting might have far-reaching consequences for Ripple, XRP, and the cryptocurrency industry as a whole. The purpose of this conference is to consider possible remedies for Ripple's alleged Section 5 breaches. This meeting is a major move in Ripple's continuing legal struggle with the SEC. While the specifics of the meeting have yet to be revealed, it is a significant moment in the case. This meeting is anticipated to set the path for further conversations about alternative remedies and the ultimate resolution of the case. Many in the cryptocurrency and legal communities are keeping a close watch on this day. Legal experts believe the SEC's prospects of prevailing are small, and even if they do, the procedure would be lengthy and convoluted. The SEC would have to go through many hearings and appeals, perhaps prolonging the case for a long time. More developments on this litigation are expected, but the good news is that XRP's position as a non-security is unlikely to alter. The bad news is that the matter may take some time to resolve. On Monday, XRP joined the rest of the crypto market in the green. The prospect of the SEC permitting ByteDance spotted fueled demand for cryptos. The expectation for a resolution in the current SEC UV Ripple lawsuit, on the other hand, contributed to the three-day winning run. The SEC dismissed the accusations against Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson last week. Notably, the SEC also informed the court of continuing attempts by the SEC and Ripple to reach an agreement on remedies to the accusations brought against Ripple. The allegations were specifically connected to Section 5 infractions regarding its institutional sales of XRP, according to the court filing. One school of thought is that the SEC wants to resolve the remaining charges in order to accelerate an appeal of the programmatic sales verdict. Others saw Ripple to be in a stronger position in light of the Hinman speech-related papers. The SEC requested that the court grant the two parties until November 9 to resolve the remaining charges. The SEC v. Ripple issue will continue to be a focus for investors. Without challenging the programmatic sales judgment, progress toward a settlement and in SEC, a court would be beneficial to XRP. In addition to the SEC v. Ripple case, the SEC v. Coinbase Coin lawsuit will continue to pique investor attention. Investors are awaiting a court decision on Coinbase's move to dismiss MIT. Coinbase said the SEC lacks the legal authority to oversee the cryptocurrency industry. To recap, the SEC accused Coinbase of acting as an unlicensed securities exchange, broker, and clearing agency. The unlicensed offering and sale of securities in conjunction with its staking as a service scheme was also charged. John E. Deaton, the creator of CryptoLaw, U.S. and an amicus curiae attorney, recently expressed his thoughts on the potential impact of the SEC v. Coinbase case on the Ripple issue. Attorneys working for the United States Securities and Exchange Commission have made it public that they intend to fight any accusations that have been lodged against the chief executive officer of Ripple and the executive chair of the company, Chris Larson. In a document submitted on October 19 to the United States District Court for the Southern District of New York, the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, informed the court that the parties engaged in its lawsuit against Ripple have stipulated to the dismissal with prejudice, indicating that there was no need to schedule an imminent trial. There was no indication in the filing that the SEC was withdrawing its legal prosecution against Ripple itself, which had been initiated in 2020. According to the filing, the SEC and Ripple intend to meet and confer on a potential briefing schedule with respect to the pending issue in the case. What remedies are proper against Ripple for its Section 5 violations with respect to its institutional sales of XRP, and respectfully request until November 9, 2020, 3 to propose such schedule to the court, or, if the parties cannot agree, to seek a briefing schedule from the court on a contested basis. Ripple's chief legal officer, Stuart Aldiorti, provided a reaction to the filing in which he referred to the action as a surrender by the SEC rather than a settlement. The cryptocurrency company issued a statement in which it referred to the decision made by the SEC as a stunning capitulation. Garlinghouse said this in a post that was published on X, previously Twitter, on October 19. Chris and I were the targets of the SEC in a ruthless attempt to personally ruin us and the company that so many have worked hard to build for over a decade, the statement read. The steps taken by the SEC against Ripple started in December 2020 when the commission filed a complaint against Garlinghouse, Larson, and the firm, mostly over sales of its XRP coins, which the agency also alleged were securities. This was the beginning of the SEC's activities against Ripple. A decision made in July by a federal court concluded that the sale of XRP to individual investors did not constitute the offering of a security. It is not obvious why the SEC decided to withdraw the allegations after nearly 3 years, especially considering that the trial was set to start in April 2024. The chief legal officer of Cboe Digital, Catherine Kirkpatrick, suggested that the SEC's move to abandon the complaint against Garlinghouse and Larson might signal that the SEC wants to appeal the court judgment on XRP as a security. This is something that, according to Kirkpatrick, would have needed to wait until the completion of the trial in order to take place. Other charges against prominent people in the cryptocurrency industry, such as former Celsius CEO Alex Mashinsky and former FTX CEO Sam Bankman-Fried, are still ongoing before the Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC. The criminal trial against Mashinsky is planned to commence in September 2020, while the trial against Bankman-Fried is slated to start on October 26 of the same year. Additionally, the Commission has initiated legal litigation against the cryptocurrency exchanges known as Binance and Coinbase.